your eyes. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. I think that might work. All right, you can see the sewing machine, you can see the cutting mat. I have my ironing board. And we've got ads. Why wouldn't we have ads? Good morning, Jackie. Giovanna, if you come back in later. Hi, Giovanna. Giovanna says that she is busy today and can't come and hang out with us. It was in the chat before we went live. Oh, Jody made it. Hi, Jody. I was hoping you were going to make it and see us today. Let me largen it up a little bit for these old lady eyes today. Some days the eyes just don't want to be seeing as much. That's really large, but who cares? Hey, Becky. I'm a little more organized than usual. Oh, no, I'm not. I have one thing I have to do. I'm going to take the microphone off and walk across the room. I'll be right back. Okay. My apologies. I have a medicine that I take at 11 a.m. and we need to be pretty reasonable about 11 a.m. But we're going to be live for a couple hours. That would be late, so I was trying to remember to take it. Of course I didn't. I have my water, my iron. Oh, hey, Deborah. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you can make it. Hi, Connie. We are not doing anything new today, people. We are just gonna whatever. I put into the title Surprise Saturday because we're gonna sew something in chat. And then last night I went through what I tell my patrons, I call it my Barney bin. So if anyone remembers Barney the Purple Elephant, he had a magic bag and he'd pull out all kinds of crafting things for the kids to do. And he had a whole song. There's a song here. You can watch a video on YouTube about Barney's bag. And I call it my Barney bin because it's a Rubbermaid bin and there's just odd bits in it. So today I found, or last night I found these half square triangles from a project I worked on. I think I made something with my patrons. I made something and gave it to my Advent friend, and that was definitely in Florida, so I would say 3 Christmases ago. So it's time to go ahead and do it, use it up, and get it out. Christmas, like putting Christmas items in the shop is past because the shop is closed until the new year, but that doesn't mean I can't still sew with Christmas fabrics in December. I've also decided I'm just going to put Christmas stuff in the shop year round. And if I want to make a Christmas stocking in March, I'm going to make a Christmas stocking in March because I never make it in December. Well, Connie, it's one of those things you have to do. Like, I need to do some too, just mostly because I want muffins and I can't eat muffins from the store, so I have to bake my own, and I don't want to. I also don't want to mow the little patchy yard out front. It's not big, I just don't want to. Maybe if you relax and hang out with us, then you'll feel a little motivated when you're done. Like, I did something for me, now I did something I have to's. I am so far done with the have to's this year. I feel like I just want to do what I want to do. I just want to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to be a lazy bum and watch Christmas movies all day. Or maybe I want to sew today. I don't know. But we don't always have those options, right? Okay. My apologies for making drinking noises and cup noises. I just want to put my ironing board here. I have my tripod like right at the corner of the table. So I'm trying to be careful not to bump it. But you guys, if you've been here before, you know I'm not gonna bump it. I've done all of the trimming on the half square triangles. They were, I probably cut them at 3.5 inches and now they're down to, I trimmed them to 2.5 inches, and I did not leave myself any room to, oh, let's see, I put this over here. Put it over there. I didn't leave myself any room to set these out to figure out, move this, move it out of the way. Oh, the thing is, I'm so indecisive today. The wool mats, my cats love the wool mats. They're great for scratching their claws on. They love it. So I try to be careful where I put it. So I can't just put it behind me, because even though they're all napping, the wackadoodles are going to get up and they're going to cause trouble, 100%. I don't know if this has gone out yet for an Advent video, but this is basically what I'm making. These are trimmed down to 3 inches, so I wanted these to go a little smaller. This is the fabric that I'm using. One of you sent it a while ago, and it's been in my stash, and I thought it was perfect for the project that I was making. My friend loves snowmen and blue, so I did that for her. And when I do Patreon videos, I tend to make 2 things. One to usually keep for myself and one to put in the shop. Excuse me, but this time I made one for the video and one for a friend. Oh, tired Tuesdays. That does sound like a good idea, right? I'm trying to have like Sundays. Sundays are days of rest. That's just how the world has, I mean, it's not like that all the time, right? But that's how the world, can you go away? Nope, you can't. That's how the world basically used to run and stuff, that you would have, Sunday would be a day of rest and stuff like that, and people do it now. So I try to stop working at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Sundays. I also don't work Sunday mornings because I like to hang out with Justin in the kitchen while he's cooking and prepping his food for the week. And I also don't work Monday mornings. But other than those little short couple hours here and there, I work 7 days. So you have to have some time off just to do nothing, right? Otherwise, it's burnt out. Hi, Audrey. Yeah, the thing, Jody, is most of the time, I think I've gotten through, I have one more appointment in the end of December for a mammogram and a bone density scan. And then I think I've covered most of my bases. I've done all those little extra things that the family physician wanted done. So now I don't have to run out 3-4 times in a month. Like, I had an appointment Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon, and they're usually quick appointments, but the family physician heard a slight murmur, and because I'm an old lady now, over the age of 50, I had to go and get a heart ultrasound, and everything was fine, but I had to wait. It took like 2-3 hours out of my day because they were behind and had emergencies, and I understand all of that, but I could have just I told the lady, I'm like, could you just called me and say, hey, everything's good, right? I took another half a day off and a half a day, and I just feel behind sometimes. And if I take too much time off, then I definitely don't want to motivate. So I'm going to build my pouch down. I don't even know how many of these I have. Some of the snowmen are upside down. This is what I was thinking about for the backing. So I'm limited. I don't have large chunks of that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just make 2 smaller pouches. Do I want to do something different? Because, I mean, they're half square triangles, right? We can do anything with these. I don't feel like I want that. But do I want pinwheels? If I do pinwheels, I will have to press the seams. See, now that's fine and stuff, but I feel like I like this look. But after I made this one, I thought maybe I want to have the fabric up in the upper left corner instead of the bottom right, just to be different. But sometimes it's just my brain saying be different, not that this is what I would like. So let's see if my brain now says, that looks nice, Robin. Yeah, I don't know, Connie. I've lost 4 inches since moving to Arizona. So in 2 years, I've shrunk 4 inches. Either something's compressed and I just need a good stretch, but 4 inches is a lot in 2 years. And I also have the milk allergy, so I have to make sure that I'm taking all the vitamins and stuff and getting enriched foods and things like that. And so I just have to be really careful. It is very cute. It's not quite my style with this kind of snowman, but I think it's really cute. Hi, Tony. So I don't really care for that. And I like things like this in mini quilts and tote bags, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the traditional. Now you can also, if you only have a few pieces, add in other fabrics. You can make these smaller if you have smaller scraps. And then sometimes if it's smaller, I'll make 2 rows right here, and then I'll add a border on the top and the bottom. Oh, how many do I have? Let's see. Okay, these are going to be 2 inches, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and oh, I forgot to grab a zipper because that's going to matter too. I know I have 14-inch zippers, and I'm pretty sure I have a pale blue one. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I could probably go to 12. I was thinking that I could make a larger pouch, maybe box. Oh, look at this. Look at that, and I have one left over. Ta-da! Okay, so that's 6 inches by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 inches, Robin. So let's see, do we have enough backing? And I would say yes. And then this one, because I only need 1 piece for the back, right? I don't need 2. So I think I'm good without measuring. And for the lining, I have this. It's a white on white. I've had this for quite a while. Sorry. The floor is a carpet on top of a floating plastic fake wood floor. I don't know what's underneath, but this rental company tends to have these floors that bounce a lot. So when I step near the tripod, I'll try to stay over here. Hi, Jill. Excuse me. Hi, Gwen. That's the plan, and I have fusible fleece because we're going to make this super simple. So let me find a zipper. Make sure my leash is long enough here. Okay. So we're going to do that. And we'll put that over there. We'll sew this in a bit. They were already pressed to the side on these seams, and I left them that way. If I were to be sewing them together, I like to press them open, especially as the half square triangle gets smaller in size. So anything below 2.5 inches, I prefer to press open. And if I were to make like a pinwheel where the points come together, I would want to press the seams open. Hi, Susan. I want to say hi to anyone who's showing up now or anyone who's coming in the replay. When I start working and talking, I tend to miss the chat. So if that chat gets going, I won't see it. If anyone needs me, just put it in capitals. I usually catch on soon enough and see. See, I have a lot of the pastels. I bought a bunch. Let me see what this one looks like. I think that's going to be the one right there, and it's 14 inches. Because that's basically, I either have 7 inches or 14 inches right now. Merry Christmas, everyone. I think, speaking of Christmas, thank you for saying that because it reminded me that Christmas is on Thursday. I have one video left to do for Advent, and I just think I just need to edit it at this point and get them all scheduled. I won't be having a video on Friday the 26th, and I decided not to have a video anytime between Christmas and the first Saturday of January, which is January 3rd. I thought I would just go ahead and take that time off from YouTube. I'll probably post some things, and I want to learn how to do little shorts from videos, so I want to not let my channel, disappear. Maybe I'll post an old video or something just for those that want something to watch. But I'm going to take that time off and figure some things out here, do my bookkeeping, and get that going. I have to at least do inventory and finish off 2025, whether I go through my tax stuff or not, and then just start making videos into January. Oh no. Woohoo, your postcard made it. That took a little bit, huh? Yeah, a little bit of time so that I don't feel the pressure. I've been writing in my new planners, and anytime I have an idea, I write it down or sketch a picture in my YouTube planner so that I can pull from it. I need to write out a little kind of, not a sketch, when you write it down and you're going to say it out loud, whatever that's called. The brain is not working today. A script. There we go. I want to write out a little script for the new videos that are going to be coming out and replacing the Whip It Wednesday. It's still going to be here. This is what I'm doing. Let's talk a bunch. It's a longer video. So I want to start doing those ahead of time so that I'm not trying to rush through a week and get it recorded and get it up. I want to have something recorded a week or two in advance. So that way, I can mix and match things, and just so we still have something on Wednesday and we still have something on Friday. I knocked over Santa Claus. Sorry, Santa. I put my leash for the microphone on the other side of the sewing machine this time, and I think that was a mistake. But I'm farther over on the table than I usually am. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll start sewing. If you don't mind, I will just put this here because we're going to have to press these. Move the zipper. Hey, we can work in confined areas. It's not that hard, right? I'm not even going to worry about which one faces where and placing it in one spot or the other, because other than different parts of the fabric, they're all basically the same. I am using the Essential Threads. This is 100% cotton, 50 weight, from Connecting Threads. I have a very pale wintry blue. I don't know the exact color, but the number is 21585. I received it in a friend's advent a couple years back, probably about the same time I made this, because I imagine I probably used it because it matches so well. Down below in the description box, I added a new affiliate link. I'm talking about it in one of the videos that are coming up. Zipper pouch video, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's the unboxing or something. But anyway, I talk about, my friend had mentioned that since I talk about connecting threads all the time, that I should see if they have an affiliate program. And they do. It's the type of program that if you shop through my link, I have to stop saying I earn a few pennies, because pennies don't exist anymore, apparently. I'll earn a few nickels, and then, another way to support the channel. If you're going to purchase this thread anyways, and you decide to purchase it directly from Connecting Threads versus Amazon, they tend to have a lot of sales. I love this thread. It's sturdy. I believe they also have a polyester or polyester blend. I'm not sure. Silk rayon. I don't know. I just buy the cotton ones. And they're started buying fabrics. That's the first place I bought them online, besides like Joann's, because they have smaller. Last time I bought it, I haven't looked in a bit. I will start looking, because if I'm going to talk about them, I'm going to purchase from them too. And they had like mini charm packs. Like instead of getting 42, you get like 20 charms. So it was a more affordable way to have a little bit of fabric, even though you didn't get the entire charm pack. But they have some really fun yardage. You're a table hog, huh? I really do like to spread out. That's why I put my sewing machine all the way against the wall. There's probably a good 12 to 14 inches. I'm on a dining room table is what I sew on. It's never been a dining room table except the fact that I eat my food here. But yeah, you can definitely fit 6 people at this table. So that's about the size of it. Oh no, Connie. Yeah, the winds are hard. Only 2 years old? That's scary, right? I used to think, oh, my house is brand new. At least I don't have to worry about it. But no, we still have to worry. So there's the thread. I use connecting threads and Missouri Star, and I find that the essential connecting threads have more of the random colors, like the aloe vera green that I was using on the sugarberry coasters for Christmas time. So I find that I get the big giant cones of white, and then I can just find random colors. It's not just dark blue, light blue, medium blue. It's got like 7 shades of blue and stuff. So I really enjoy using their thread. Oh, I didn't know they had that, Gwen. That is so cool. Over 4,000 channels. Wow. I'm so honored to be number 5. I had to look and see. I watch such a variety. I would think that mine has to be somewhere. If mine's not over 1,000 channels, I would be surprised. I don't know if I watch 4,000, but I do watch a lot of random people. Wow. That's crazy. I've been seeing a lot of pictures like on Instagram, but so far it's been mostly like the Grinch blow-ups, just kind of dancing down the road and stuff from the wind. All right, 1/4 inch seam allowance, 2.0 stitch length. I say that all the time because a lot of people don't know what, I mean, I think your stitch length changes on your machine. I'm going to be taking my laptop in January after the Christmas hubbub goes by. I don't know why it keeps blipping like that. It's driving me crazy. I've had several people say thank you. Not everyone says like the stitch length and the seam allowance and stuff like that. I know you guys don't have an actual YouTube channel, but you should have something in your YouTube, like up at the top right corner above the chat, I have a pink flamingo, which is my YouTube picture. And if I click on that, it takes me into different parts of YouTube. Now I see the stats about you guys and how my videos are doing. And I talk so much, I need to make sure I have this right. Okay. But I would imagine you guys would see something there too on your YouTube homepage. All right, everyone's been trimmed down. I did that ahead of time because trimming is boring and I'm not super fast at it. Okay, I haven't sewn all day today, so I'm just going to slowly warm up. Sometimes I do something before the live stream just to get the fingers and everything. They just turned up. I wonder if you hit the little bell at the top of the page, if it might show there. But I think if you click on your little picture, whatever you have for, or some people just have like a colored dot or a letter or something. But I can see like Jody, you have a blue and a white, your blue circle with a white J, and yours is a little darker than Connie's. That's interesting. So above it, you should have the same thing, and you should be able to click on that. You can always open a new tab to do that. Yeah, dashboard. Mine says YouTube Studio. That's why I don't know, but dashboard, that makes sense. And if you just wander around there, you might be surprised on what you find. Maybe your soul is darker. From a distance, I can't see what everyone's is, but Becky, who's Bay's 3760, from here, hers looks like she has a little dark soul. Just because, like I said, all I could see is like a dark person in a light blue background. I like to look at everyone's, oh, let's play a video game. Top farm games. Come on. I do love, oh, let's Stupid mouse. I do love the end of the year because I like to see the top 25 commercials of the year and the stats of everything that you've done. Now, YouTube sends me my stats every month, so I always look and see because of my channel. And I don't have a... Where's all my little thingies? I don't have a... I only have RsIslandCrafts. I don't have another account or anything like that. So when I comment under this name. I didn't bring out my gypsy quilter cutter. I'm not really, as I said, worrying about anything. Normally I would lay them back out in rows and line everything up, but it really doesn't matter. Well, I don't think it's something like, you know, a dashboard, unless it pops up and tells you something when you like sign in and stuff, it's something that if it doesn't do anything for you, right, then you're not going to see it. I have a business account on Instagram, so it's kind of fun over there too to see the insights. See, don't even have to pay attention. I think I shall put this over here this time. It is fun. I like seeing each person's little profile pic, and I like seeing, I click over to everyone's blogs and see what they're talking about and check out other channels. I like to hop from place to place and see a whole bunch of stuff. And then I like to see the different stats when I can find them. It is fun. Oh yeah, I forgot she does that in the new year. Do we have to do something with the library for that? I don't do anything. I just watch the videos because most of the stuff she's taking care of is things that I already do. When there's nothing new, like there's never nothing new on YouTube. When there's nothing I want to watch on YouTube that piques my interest, sometimes I'll sit there and I'll just go through all of the channels I subscribe to, see who still makes videos. Because a lot of times people haven't made videos for like 8 years. So then I'll go through and I'll unsubscribe, or if it's something I enjoy anyways, like going back and looking at patterns or something. So I do try to keep it sort of to a minimum. Now 2026, my personal plan is to go through all of the videos and everything I've saved on Facebook and Instagram and start making the projects that I saved. So if someone shows, oh, I made this, you know, zipper pouch and I use this quilt block, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Either my viewers will love to see it or I just want to make it. So I'll save it. And then I never go back and do anything about it because there's always something new that I want to say. Oh, okay. Yeah. See those someday patterns. I want to go through, and in 2026, I plan on actually making the things I saved. I have a section, I put a little tab on it for the patterns that I purchased. And one of the days I'd like to just sit down when I'm, you know, stop working early at night and just go through and write down all the patterns that I own online and stuff that I forget about, because I buy it, you know, especially if I've purchased it. I don't want to purchase something and not make it, because then it's wasteful. 5 lives, huh? Yeah, I don't want to make everything. I just want to find things and make it, you know, once a week or something like that. And a lot of them are, I have a section, because you can save categories and stuff on TikTok and sections and stuff like that, playlists or whatever, YouTube and on Instagram. And I put it like video ideas. If they show, you know, oh, here's a new way how to trim a half square triangle, and then I see 5 more videos about it, excuse me, I'm like, hey, I wonder if my people have seen that, my community, maybe we should talk about it. And then I just forget about it. Morning, Tammy. Merry Christmas. Hey, the ads finally went away at the bottom of the screen. That drives me crazy. I want to see how many people we have. We have 23. Very manageable. 23 people is very manageable. Okay, so I'm going to press everything one way, the other way, and then back again. And I'm using the fusible fleece because that's a good cheat way to hold all seams in place. Oh yeah, see, like standing up, I'm like, oh, I don't want to stand up today. I'm feeling very end of the year kind of ugh. Okay, it doesn't matter, right? So let's just do this one this way. You could press them open. It's extra at, I don't know if you guys can see, it's extra here, and this is why I usually press them open. And I would, except I know how I'm going to quilt this pouch, and it has a white background, and I really don't want to have shadowing. I'll have a little bit, but when I go and I quilt it and stuff, I just don't want to deal with it. Now these, mine always end up with a little curve, and I'm sure it's because of the way I press it. I just gently press it over. For a zipper pouch, I'm not too concerned. If I were making a quilt, I could put pins in it, like line it up along the top, put pins in it. But there's a good chance too that everybody's not equal there. So one of them has to go to the left. The bottom one has to go to this square to the left. I'm sure if I followed Karen Brown's ironing tutorial and rules and pushed it over with my finger first, I'd have better luck. I know how I mess things up, and I know how to work within my issues. So it's usually, I'm okay. I don't mind. Sometimes just don't follow what I do. Now the center one, I want to press to the right-hand side, so I will grab that square, flip it over, and press to there. If I did it right, it'll be a great day, and if I didn't, it'll be the same day I usually have. Oh, a hot bath. Yeah, I've never had a bathtub. When last house we owned, we were there for just around 21 years, and the bathtub came with a hole in it that they just fiberglass patched it, so we never really used it as a bathtub, just a shower. So when we got here, I'm like, oh, a bathtub, great. So I did the whole bath bombs, got the nice hot water. I got in the bathtub, and I was like, okay, now what? I'm so used to doing something that when it came time to sit, I didn't have a book. I had S'morezies, the cat that just wanted to hang out with me. But I'm like, okay, I can't look out the window and see anything because one, the windows are too tall, and two, we're surrounded by a cement fence. So I'm like, gee, what am I supposed to? I can't relax. I just couldn't do it. I do, Jill, I do. And I don't want to forget, right? Oh, I'm going to save this. And oh yeah, I have knits and crochet. I have felt. I have, like I said, for, videos. I don't even want to go in the one that just says bags on it. And I've been throwing things in the Christmas one. With Missouri Star, all the people that were making the Christmas stockings as part of the giveaways, some of those stockings I really love. So I'm like, oh, put those in the Christmas category. I had a book, and I had an audio book, and I think that was my problem. It was an audio book and not a regular book. And I'm like, what am I going to do? We had a clawfoot tub in New York when we were in upstate New York, in one of those old, like the row houses, I think they are, where you have like 5 two-story houses all connected. Yeah, okay, they're organized, right? I went through my Pinterest. I'm not doing anything today. Look at this. I went through my Pinterest board, and I cleared out a whole bunch of stuff from when I first started Pinterest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clips. And it got that a little bit more manageable, but I need to go through, because I have one, like a Pinterest board for YouTube videos. Really like techniques. A lot of times on Pinterest, you just see a picture. There's no pattern or anything. So I'm like, oh, that would be fun. So I have one for like bags on there too. And scrappy strips and stuff for my patrons. And when I do make a Patreon video, I just never go back and delete anything. So that needs to be cleared out. All right, 1/4 inch. Here we go. clips are on, so I don't have to worry about getting that mixed up at all. Yeah, so we didn't take many baths in that bathtub. We just took showers, which you just have the shower curtains with the rod that goes around it. I saw that a lot in like the New York apartments and stuff like that. That's when we first learned that kitchen sinks can just be one sink and not two, because every house we've ever been in Florida, in Southwest Florida, had two sinks. You rinsed your sinks and you washed your dishes in the left or whatever, the right, and then you rinsed them in the other. I thought, oh, how am I supposed to use? It's one big sink and it's only, you know, half the size that we're used to. I thought that was a little culture shock there. I'm like, well, not culture, kitchen shock. Like, what am I gonna do? That's when I learned that you could put a plastic bin in there and do dishes that way. My Pinterest is much better, but I'm really careful and I only allow myself a small amount of time on Pinterest. But y'all aren't helping me any because y'all keep sending me stuff from Pinterest and I love it and I appreciate it. But then I have to go look at it and then I see the front page. And if you refresh it a few times, new things come up to see. Oh yeah. Instagram is hard enough. And I find I go on TikTok a little bit. I follow something called like Fun Cat Flicks or something like that, and a few quilters. And I just enjoy watching videos of the cats and stuff like that. But I have to figure it out because I need to start using TikTok in the new year also. So many plans. We'll see. We'll see how much I can get accomplished next year. I'm not pressuring myself into anything. Oh, down to 6 boards. See, what's fun is I think if I remember correctly, I just deleted an entire board. Didn't matter how many pins. Like I had like 750 pins in the crochet one, and I don't really crochet that much, and I'm very particular now about what I crochet. So I don't need all of those pins. I don't need, 75 pins on granny squares and 50 pins on dishcloths. All right, so now this time I do try to be really careful. I think it comes down to having a plan in. I'm just kind of pushing, oh, the sewing machine's in the way. I just kind of like push it a little bit to kind of open it up. Put my little thing here so that I can get it over. Sometimes, like I said, I will just press these open just because I have my clappers at the ready. And then once I get it open, I steam the heck out of it. Excuse me. Hope you're not looking in my ear. There we go. Clapper. Yeah, knitting and stuff. If I want something, I'm just going to go. I don't even want to look at my Ravelry with all of the things I've saved on there. But I won't touch that one because a lot of the free patterns became paid for patterns. But if you already had it in your Ravelry library as free, then it stays free. So I'm not even going to sort through that. I'm just going to let it be. I don't go there anyways. Yeah, you have to be really careful, right? Because it really can suck up time. Instagram's kind of the same way, but I get real quick on Instagram. But Pinterest, I'll just look for a zipper pouch, right? This one might pop up, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then it'll show you a whole page of other things that are similar. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool too. And they'll pop in like a little teddy bear zipper pouch shaped like a teddy bear. And I'm like, well, let me look at that. A lot of it's AI now, so it's a little disappointing, but that doesn't stop me from going from page to page looking for fun things. Okay, so I think this is nice and flat and looks really good. And I'm going to put this one on. I like to put it on the top. That's where it was anyways, but I'd rather put it on the top than go from the bottom up, It makes more sense in my brain. So I'll put this in. And even though I don't want to take the time to put the clips on and I don't want to take the time to take them off, I'm doing it because even with the clips, my seams will get a little bit off, but with the clips, at least it stays on there nicely. And I've got a better chance of seams matching up. All right, I am two-fisted drinker today in this cup. This, I picked up like a 3-pack of these from Sam's Club. I thought they were water bottles until I started using them, and the drink doesn't come out very fast because you're supposed to put wine in it, and it just kind of comes out slowly. So I have ginger ale in it so that it comes out kind of slowly, and I have to leave the lid open though so it doesn't explode when I open it. So I have ginger ale and flavored water. Sometimes my mouth and brain get confused because I just drink without thinking. And it doesn't know what it's going to get. Okay. Picking up my cord, my little leash here. I feel like I'm wearing a dress and you have to pick it up every time you sit down. That's where my head's going today, in all random places. Yeah, I bought supplies to make handmade soap with lye and stuff like that, and then I freaked myself out because like in Florida you were supposed to do it in the winter so that it could take 6 months to cure, or at least at the end of summer because the humidity causes issues and stuff. So I used that as an excuse, and then I just freaked myself out. I watched all the tutorials like I normally do, watched all the videos, learned all that I could, and then I freaked myself out and I haven't done it. So I just like deleted soap making boards and stuff. Well, yeah, if you're just going to sit there and watch crap TV, what's the difference, right? Yeah, I'm a wine mom without the mom. Yeah, I'm just a whiner. I have, no, is it ginger ale that's cherry? I think it's what, Seagram's or something. I have the blackberry used to be my favorite, but it seems a little bit less flavorful. So the raspberry I really enjoy, and no, cranberry is a cranberry and the blackberry and the regular that came out special at Sam's Club. My boys buy all kinds of soaps. My boys buy all kinds of sodas, and they've had a lot of cherry ones, but I can't have like 7-Up and Sprite, and that's usually what they buy. Vernon's is really good. If I'm just buying ginger ale, I'm just getting Walmart generic. I don't care too much if it's just ginger ale, but if I'm going to like a gas station and getting a plastic bottle of it or something, I do pick and choose. I think Vernon's is Canada Dry. That's what I'm drinking, Canada Dry. Vernon's, I think, is the one that's really gingery, and that's good unless I'm drinking ginger ale for a tummy ache, and then the flavor's too much. I know the ginger's good, but the flavor itself is too much. Okay, here's the last one. Yeah, my oldest Justin buys not the big giant bags of chips and not the little lunch ones, but they have like a small medium size. And he likes to buy, unless that's all they have nowadays, I don't buy chips. Unless they have, anytime they have flavors, he buys. He fell in love with, there's a macaroni and cheese one and a mashed potato garlic that he gets a lot. He's been fairly disappointed because sometimes, like the sodas, it just tastes like potato chips. It doesn't taste like what it's supposed to, like barbecue, honey mustard, spicy, whatever. He knows that I can't eat a lot of the stuff, so he has me just smell it. And I'm like, no, that doesn't smell very flavorful. I have tried some of the drinks. Because I don't do caffeine and the citrusy ones hurt my stomach, I'll just take a little smaller than like a shot, just enough to taste it. And some of them are just, they're all not all that great. My daughter asked me for reusable shopping bags, I don't know, 6 months ago. I haven't made them. So technically I should be making some for her. I have it on my list on the wall, but No, I'm not sewing Christmas gifts. I'm still, oh my goodness, I'm still knitting Christmas gifts that I totally forgot about to work on. I'm working on a custom hat right now, and then I'll get back to Robbie's mitts. It was 84 the other day, and it's like 77 today or something. So he's good. His hands aren't cold. He forgot all about them anyways. Can you include this? They always ask for something, right? I think I have a video on what I sent my friend for Friends Advent. And if I do, that'll probably be the video coming up this week on one of the days. And for her, I did all, she likes the, Dollar Tree has the generic versions of like all the anti-aging and the serums and everything. And I watch Vivian Chews, I think it is. Vivian, if you type in Vivian in Dollar Tree, she pops right up, and she goes through and tells us what's a good dupe and what's bad and stuff like that. So I just got my friend a whole full advent of like 3 or 4 every day so that she can have, you know, all that fun stuff. So it's not really an exciting advent, but it's exactly what she wanted. And I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't been to the Dollar Tree probably since springtime, since I finished the Advent and mailed it out and stuff. I think I mailed her Advent out in like June or July. Great friend getting it done early, terrible friend for giving her the responsibility of not losing it. So I didn't make anything for her. I'm just, well, you guys know I make everything for you guys, so I'm done. You know, yeah, Jody, you only, because you did it once, then that's it. Do it once and they'll all be like, hey. Yeah, I like it. I like it, Rebecca, because she goes through and she tests things out. And she's like, listen, it's $1.25 when she was doing the $1.25. They vary in so much prices now. She's like, hey, it's $1.25 and you're getting $1.25. Or she says, hey, this is now up to $3, but let me tell you, you buy it on Amazon or Walmart for $15 and it's worth the $3, you know. So I appreciate when people are honest that way. She doesn't blow smoke up her butt and stuff. Okay, let's see what this measures. And since I'm not spread out, we're just going to do it bit by bit here. I was looking at my rulers this morning, and oh, this is really wonky. And I was thinking, wow, some of these rulers are from early 2007 maybe, 2009. I've had these rulers for an awfully long time. This is going to pretend to be 6.5 by 10.5. And when I say pretend, some of it dips down, some of it sticks past. It's a zipper pouch. I love zipper pouches because it doesn't need to be exact. My points are looking pretty good today. Okay, so 6.5 by 10.5, 6.5 by 10.5. I need 6.5 by 10.5 times 2. Yeah, see, I have to be careful. I can't do the energy water because it has caffeine. It makes my tum-tum all nauseous. I'm such a wimp. Don't want to sew over that. Is this? Oh, yeah. So 6.5 by 10.5. Rotary cutter. I used to do like custom orders in the shop and stuff and for friends and family, but they couldn't get through to me. I don't think it was always my fault. They would say, I want a blue hat, and I would show them 3 different color blues and 2 different styles of hat. Well, I kind of wanted it like this one. I'm like what one? I can't find a picture, but I saw it once on Etsy 3 years ago, and it had this thing on it, and then I can't get inside their head to figure out exactly what they want. So I'm just like, nobody gets a custom anything. I watch Passion Knit, Passion, instead of the N and Passion, you put in a K-N-I-T here on YouTube. And last year, she just took a bunch of hand knit and hand crocheted things to the Christmas family gathering. And she said, here's what I have. go for it. You can have whatever you want, you know. Make sure there's something for everyone and enjoy. I thought that was really great because then you see it and you can decide, oh, do you want that or not? So I thought that was really fun. I'm going to trim off the edge here to make it even. Put that out of the way. And then I can do double check 6.5 by 10.5. Yes, yes. Cut the front and the back at the same time. And because I'm doing fusible fleece, it's not going to grow like batting can. So I'm going to cut it exact. And now, excuse me, I think I have a piece of fuzz in my throat and not worry about it. If I were using batting, I would definitely trim it larger. I used to trim it larger, but then I found that it doesn't really matter for most things with the fusible fleece, even if I do it a little tight, you know, with the quilting and stuff. So for this, let me do this. 6.5 by 10.5, and then we can fuse both of them at the same time. I don't know if that's 6.5. Ruler, rotary cutter out of the way. Definitely 10.5. Ooh, we can get 6.5 out of 10.5. Nice, nice. I'm not even going to worry about fussy cutting. I'm just going to cut a chunk off the end. Excuse me as I reach in front of everybody here. Trash cans under the table today. I keep it on the table because I have a couple nosy cats, especially my white calico Miss Mocha. She likes to just knock over the little tabletop trash can if it's on the floor, and she just pulls everything out to see if there's anything she might want in there, because she'll smell one thing. I don't know, maybe sometimes if I put a piece of dry cat food in there by accident or something. So I stopped doing that. So she, yeah, back in Florida and everything, she would just dump it out and, hey, have a free-for-all. All right, so we have this and we have this. I think this is going to be a really cute pouch. I lost my fusible fleece for a minute. Put you over there. Threads everywhere. Hey, have you guys cleaned your sewing machine? If you're doing a lot of presents and stuff, especially you, Jody, doing the big heavier stuff, make sure you're changing your needle, your rotary cutter blade, cut on a new spot on your mat once you start getting grooves, and change your needle as needed, but make sure you clean your sewing machine. Even if it's just a little bit, don't wait until it's like on them videos where you get a clump of funk coming out of it. That's not good for your machine, and it's going to make it harder for you. Oh, yeah, they boost you up, right? Because my daughter will do the same thing. Oh, Mom, you can do anything. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to. We can do anything, right, Jody? We really can. But the first time we do it, will it work out right? And do we have enough time to do it more than once? I don't know yet on what I'm going to do for the quilting on the back. It's not like an obvious design, or if I'll even quilt it. It's small enough at 10.5 by 6.5, finishing it like 10 by 6-ish, that I might not even worry about quilting the back. We'll see. Sometimes I'm happy when I do it, and sometimes I'm not. But again, I'll just make another pouch and do it differently. Your mom goes there all the time? Where's your mom go? I think I got lost. New Hampshire, maybe? Okay, so, line it up. And with all the seams, I think I cut this out of a recent video when I was doing that, just because I wanted to keep the video shorter. All of the seams, after I press it, it kind of shrinks back in a little bit. So when I'm doing the fusible fleece, I like to give it a hand press and just kind of make everybody go back out and stick. And then when I come, I just press to start with in the directions. to keep it from shriveling back in on itself. And then very forceful pressing and steaming to get it to seal. Yeah, I could still have, of course, there's the white on the white right there that I can see. So I guess it really, sometimes I don't think right. Like it's going to be there anyway when you press the seams over, so why not just on the one center row because of alternating them. So I could have pressed them open, but it's just that one center row, and I don't think it's going to be as noticeable. Oh yeah, the grands. Well, yeah, they special. Mallard duck stocking hats. That is so cute. I made the turkey hats with the turkey drumsticks on the sides like Princess Leia. I made those years ago. And the Viking hats with the big horns on it. And then, of course, all of the characters, the unicorns with the big mane on it and the ears and all of that stuff. I loved crocheting and doing stuff like that. Okay, so now that's done. We need to quilt this. Go out of my way. And then we'll cut the lining and sew it together. I think we're doing pretty good today. Cleaned your machines and changed the needle. Excellent. I thought about changing my needle today, but I think I'm going to wait until I'm all done with this and all the Advent stuff because I haven't been sewing a lot every day. I've just been sewing a little bit for the Advents and stuff. So it's not like hours and hours on there. And I'm pretty sure I changed my needle earlier this month. So, and what I'm working with my patrons this month is you want to see? I'm working on this snowman pattern from ThermoWeb. And let me just do something. I don't want my patrons to see the end result because the video is not out yet. And we do a lot of discussing and choosing fabrics and why to choose certain fabrics and stuff over on Patreon. And I don't want them to get the whole feeling until we discuss it. So I'm doing an applique. How I've done so far is sew on borders. So I haven't even been doing a lot of sewing with my patrons. Wow, my video is really far behind. That's okay. I will show this when it's finished in January when I do my Whip It Wednesday vlog. I have a bunch of names written down that actually I used ChatGPT to help me come up with, there he is, there's a snowman, to come up with a new name for the Whip It Wednesday videos. And I love it because they're like, here's a fun one, here's a serious one, here's quirky. This one's a little weird, but I think it fits your style, you know. I'm like, well, you get me. All right, I am going to go up to a 2.4. I am sticking with the 1/4 inch, but I'm moving my needle. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 clicks to the right, so it's a scant 1/4 inch. Oh yeah, it is more of a tool. I mean, hey, if he wants a tutorial and a more of a tool, then he can start making things too, right, Jody? Put him to work. All right, 1/4 inch. Chat among yourselves. Do we still have Connie? Yep, Connie's still here. Huh? Connie's definitely not doing her baking like she's supposed to, which I'm very happy for you to take a little break. It'll be there when you're ready. Yeah, I like more of a scant 1/4, and even 2 clicks is sometimes a little far away. I think I need to oil my chair too or tighten it up. It's starting to make clunky noises. I gently pull my thread instead of cutting it because you're going to have that long piece anyway. have any cushioning under this sewing machine, so my apologies if it's making extra noises. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When I do my zipper foot, sometimes I forget to move the needle to the center, and it's over on a 1/4 inch. Yep. Super easy to break the needles. Before I started, well, actually, when I first started this channel, it was to show off my knitting and crochet. And it just really evolved quickly into more of a sewing. I've been trying to come up with different ideas to do things over on the free section on Patreon. I might just put little teasers up to start with compared to having, like separate videos. Because let's be realistic, I'm not going on any adventures, okay? That's just not it. I am too busy, too much going on. And I don't want to. The summers here, while they're hot and everything, it's not bad. Like the winter is really a good time, obviously, to go out and about because the temperatures are so cool. But that sun in the summer, I can see now why when you're watching the Westerns and they go out on the wild open plains or through the desert and stuff, that people just die because you can just feel yourself shriveling up from the sun in the summer. But the heat itself is not bad. So I think sometimes that people get confused the difference between being hot and just melting from that darn sun, because the humidity in Florida is hot, but the sun is one of those things where you can sit out at the beach on the coastline and stuff with a little bit of a breeze and you don't notice it until you're fried. But here I turn all kinds of colors of red and purple just mowing that little bit in the front yard. Yeah, this light blue is just perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's what you need sometimes is a beast. I don't need a beast. I'm good. My Juki's a pretty good beast. It does just what I need it to do. So far, knock on wood, I haven't run into... I mean, sometimes I hit the zipper weird, and it's more of a zipper issue than the fact that Juki can't handle it. Crafty Gemini did an unboxing, and that's what made me choose this one to receive as a gift from a previous Crafty Godmother. And she folded up a bunch of denim. So you can do the side seams on jeans and do the little, the belt loops and everything. This machine can handle all of that. I don't sew leather and vinyl bags and everything like that. So for me, a quilting machine is really all I need. So this one works great. I always say, if there was other options, yeah, I might want to look at something different if I needed a new machine or a different machine. But I like this one, and I'm definitely not one to change things too much, which is why I was very happy to find out that Brother and Juki are pretty close in the same. So I didn't have to really learn new machines when I got my little brother. Not to say I wouldn't get a different machine, and I do join the giveaways and stuff that everyone has. I hear Berninas are supposed to be really good, but they are definitely, high-end machines. Oh, close your water bottle. Oh, we have an ad. Do, 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 do. Oh, Giovanna made it. Hey. Oh, 2 flights. Yeah, that makes it hard. You need to energize. Okay, so the quilting is done. Ta-da. And ta-da. So let me put my label on before I forget. I've been really good at that lately. Yeah, I think the little machines are great. I have my little brother still, and I even thought about pulling it out today, but the Juki's already out. And I don't need to pull it out just to be, oh, I want to sew on something different today, you know. Okay, labels are from Ever Emblem. I have no affiliate with them. They don't give me anything, but if you ever go, and you know, I would appreciate if you put in a little note, say, hey, Robin from RsIslandCrafts sent me, and maybe if enough of you go, she might give me a little discount on the next order that I do. I find them to be really reasonable, and I don't mind, and there's usually a sale periodically. And if you buy directly from the website versus from the Etsy shop, it is a little bit cheaper anyway. I think it might be 10% cheaper. So it's almost like having a sale. I like to just tuck it up. And in this size, it fits right between that triangle and the seam. And I get the ones with heat and bond. And to save a little bit of money, I cut them myself. They'll cut them for you, but I just get the big sheets of them, 8.5 by 11 or whatever they might be. And I just cut them myself with a rotary cutter and a ruler, because why not save the extra? I don't even know if it's like $5 or $10 or even $3. Maybe it's 8. I think it might be 8. And to save that little bit, then when I buy 6 different labels, then why not? Why not save a little? All right, open-toed foot, so that I can see. I use this also for doing my applique. I'm going to use 3 different sewing machine feet to work on this project today. And that's so I can see my label. All right, Giovanna, go up the stairs. We're with you. Huffing and puffing right along with you. Oh, yeah, go up with her, yeah. Oh, hi, So Terry. I'm sorry if I missed you coming in, but I see you now. This is probably like the last weekend. What are we? Are we the 20th? Yeah, I almost got confused on what month we were in. That's crazy. Last weekend, everyone's gearing up for the big week coming up, and things are just going to go crazy for everyone. We're just going to hang out and do our same old things here. Nothing too exciting. We used to just do big, huge family get-togethers at my father's house or my grandfather's, but after everyone started passing away and the kids all went different ways, and my sister, bit my cheek. My sister passed away, Rob passed away. You know, it's just, everyone just kind of does their own thing now. I'm fine with it. I don't mind a nice relaxing day, because I figure if it's the holiday, then I get to do anything I want and I don't have to feel guilty about it. So if I want to work on a YouTube video, great. If I want to sit there and finish off the dragon Harry Potter puzzle, I just have the dragon part in the center left because everything else was super easy to do. The trio, this is the one that Jody sent me in my advent calendar that she found at a thrift store. And all of the trio puzzle pieces were there. I just had to change some pieces up because they're what I call the grid work puzzles, and they're not in different, they're just the basic puzzle shapes, and they go in columns and rows and stuff like that. So some of them are really similar and they'll fit in more than one spot. So I just had to rearrange a couple things as I got going. But the dragon's been super easy. It doesn't feel as 3D as the trio. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, sometimes you guys pop in and sneak off, and oh, I need the zipper foot, and I miss you. I don't see you when you come in. All right, so yeah, I think I'm going to leave the back as is. I will just do the front to be quilted. So that means I can take the ironing bit and just move it over here for now. You know, all the cats are sleeping, but every time I think, oh, everyone's sleeping and I can do this, they sneak out on me. It's like they just know I've done fun things that they can mess with. I put water in my iron while I'm over here behind the phone. Okay. So I will take this and just trim it up some to make everyone nice and neat. And then I'll trim, oh, I need to cut the lining too. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put my ruler on the edge and go with the shortest bit that goes in. Sometimes I'll find a space on here and line it up, like 4 1/4 is a good spot. So I'll just line it up on there and then trim it off just so I don't have any weird wobble wonks. It's not like I have to worry about matching up seams or anything. It's just a small amount. But I find that if I stop being lazy and trim the small amounts, that the whole thing looks better in the end. Do a little project on kitchen towel, the cotton kind you get at the sewing store. It's really cute and easy. Oh yeah, the kitchen towels and stuff. Oh, there we are. Heat and bond. Is that what we're talking about? I love the heat and bond. And applique is just, nope, wrong one. Down to comments. There we go. Oh, farming jeans. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, I'm going to write a note. Where's my sticky note? We are going to do applique. Instead of having a project, we're just going to do random quilt blocks. We don't have to make a quilt, right? We can just do a random quilt block, and then if you make enough, you can always put them together at the end of the year. Machine, applique, heat and bond, chicken scratch. I'll put that in my video list so that I will actually refer back to it instead of just saying I will and not doing it, so that next year when I'm like, I don't know what video to make, I can do it. And that's where I get stuck on making extra videos in advance, that I don't, I spend more time going, what should I make, what should I make, than actually making anything. Okay, this is 10 3/8 by 6 1/2. When it comes to zipper pouches, like I said, I don't really worry. I'm not making it to fit anything. Whoever purchases it has to decide what goes in it, not me. If someone said, hey, Robin, I need this for, a laptop or something, then it's more I have to do it. I love applique. I love sitting down and doing hand applique and just relaxing. I enjoy machine applique, of course. I just don't want to do tiny little pieces. I'm going to be ordering a add a quarter ruler. I saw a video about the papers from the Fat Quarter shop that I got for the foundation paper piecing, and it was a tip that I already knew, but I'd forgotten about. One of those things you save and then, yeah. So I want to show you guys how you can reuse the papers. You can just sew and just deal with it, or you can reuse the papers. Excuse me. Yeah, I do a straight stitch around. I loathe the satin stitch. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like how it's risen up. I want something nice and flat. I just machine stitch around it and I'm done. I have old videos with Santa Claus mug rugs and different reindeers and stuff. They're probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old at the very beginning of the channel. If you search on my channel for applique mug rugs, it should pop up, and I'm pretty sure I show in that video how to stitch around it. I've done other videos where I've done that also, but that just happens to be a Christmas one. Yeah, it doesn't fray much with the heat and bond. Yeah, for the paper piecing, there's an ad in 1/8, which was cheaper and longer, but I just got add a quarter, that's 6 inches, and then that should be fine. All right, so now we need linings. Lining, here we go. And I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. It doesn't have to be exact. So 10 3/8 by 6.5. You stay out of the way. Oh, Jody, when you finish that quilt, it's going to be amazing. Giovanna's back. Make it and take it project sounds like so much fun. My crafty godmother, which I hope she's doing good. I haven't heard from her in a while. I sent her a little Christmas card, so hopefully I worry about people, like if Giovanna just disappeared, I'd worry, like, oh, how's Giovanna? Is she okay? I hope, everything's good. But people just come and go, right? So I never want to pester people too much. But I do worry about all of you when I don't hear from you very much. 10 3/8, if you are a regular chatty person. Now, we know Jody comes and goes a lot, so I don't worry about her as much. Okay. But sometimes people, we don't hear from them for a while. When I did the swapping with the knitting and the fabric and stuff a few years back in Florida, I have a whole bunch of Hawaiian applique. I love Hawaiian applique. It's already, her mom had already put all the pieces down and some are just pinned in place, but she was using fabric with no heat and bond on it. And she was just top stitching, which is great. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. They're all fun colors on black. I might make some zipper pouches or project bags or something with them. But they're on my list of, I need to use these things up. They're already made. Like when I showed the coaster with the oopsie, I think it was a 9-patch or something. I have these things like leftover orphan blocks and bits and pieces of this and that, and they just need to get used up. Sometimes I can put them all together in a project like this, and it's great. I can get it done. But when I have to like bring in other elements, then it kind of gets stalled out, and it sits there for a bit. All right, 2 lining pieces. Yes, come on, fingers. I trimmed my nails. Not that you need to know it, but I can't pick anything up. Front and back. Meal water is really good. I used to do those a lot. I can't just drink straight water. I mean, I can drink, it's weird. I can drink like a bottle of water, but we have pretty good water here. And I can't drink it. It gets boring like during the day and it feels kind of like old to drink. But I take 2 of the little packets of, I have a mixed berry for, it's got electrolytes and stuff in it from just Walmart brand. And I put 2 in a 2-quart pitcher. And I just have 3 of those in the fridge at all times. And then, so it's a little bit of flavor, but it's not too much. Because I got a sensitive stomach. It's awfully sad. Wimpy little belly sometimes. Yeah, they have, the name brands are better, in my opinion, of the little squirt bottles. But they do have the generics too, if anyone needs generic over name brand. And of course they have like Kool-Aid and stuff like that too. There's a lot of different flavors. The only caffeine I get, and I can tell that my body's not used to caffeine, is I have Excedrin migraine that I take a lot. My pain management doctor in Florida told me it was safe to take every day if it's needed. And so far, most of the times I find Excedrin migraine causes rebound headaches, but the Amazon brand does not. And that has caffeine in it. I'll get to the point there. It has caffeine in it. And sometimes the headaches make me tired. So when I get that caffeine jolt, I'm like, all right, let's go. I usually need it in the afternoon, is because I've spent too much time sitting and sewing or doing whatever, and that's when the headaches come. They have, like what I take, it has sucralose in it. I don't pay much attention to the sugar numbers. We're a sodium household that we watch, and it doesn't taste super sweet. So I don't think the Mio has a lot of sugar, and it would be crazy because it's like such a concentrate. You just put a few drops and stuff in it and all that. Yay, Giovanna made it. Yeah, I know there's like sugar-free flavored water and stuff. I don't know about the Mio. You'd have to look that one up specifically. But there's a lot of the ones you can add into your drinks because Justin gets a lot of the sugar-free stuff. And he says it's just as good. He says it's fine. He drinks like, when he has soda, he has one soda a day with his lunch, and he gets like zero, Coke Zero and all of that stuff versus the diet stuff. He just gets that. And it's fine. I think it tastes pretty good. I'm just not used to it. And I don't drink that much soda. So when I do, I want the full sugar flavor, the whole bit. All right, make sure I got my needle in the right spot because that would be terrible if I broke a needle after we just talked about not moving it. I'm having the hand-brain-mind disconnect, so I'm just going a little slower today, and that's fine. Oh, zipper pouches. I've talked to several people, and everyone seems to want to, a lot of people want to do zipper pouches, but they just get stuck at different parts that aren't shown in videos. I try to show everything, but I don't show everything in every video. So coming up in the next few live streams, where's my, okay, never mind. We're gonna do a zipper pouch live stream. I'm just gonna get a bunch of plain pieces of fabric. Maybe I'll just make small ones, like coin ones, 2 pieces of fabric for front and back, lining, and a zipper. And we're gonna take it step by step, and everyone who wants to do it can sew along with us, or at least just put in questions. I've had questions like, when they go and sew the pouch together, they don't know what to do with the zipper and how to position it when they sew over it. And I totally get that, because when I have questions, they're always weird random ones like that too. So I'm gonna have a whole bunch prepped and ready to go. So everyone says like, okay, I did that step. And they're like, oh wait, can you show that again? I'll have a whole bunch all prepped and ready to go so that we can do like zipper palooza or something. I have a zipper foot because I don't have a, I have a basic everyday foot. Sorry about the shaking camera. And then I have this for a zipper foot. I don't have one of those ski, some machines have a 1/4 inch foot that looks like that. So I have to use an actual zipper foot. That's what I do. So I do change mine out. If you're using a bag zipper, it has a wider fabric on each side. You can usually sew with your regular zipper. My zipper, I'm not going to be able to, I guess I could move it all the way to the left, but I'm the type of person that if it works this way, I have no problem with it. I'm not going to try a new way, because then I have to learn all over again, make mistakes, and this already works. Oh, no sugar. Cool. Yeah, they have, a lot of them do have the artificial sweeteners, so that's all on what you want to use and stuff. I can't drink anything that has that I call it phenylalanine and phenylcontronics, whatever. It affects my gut. I'm one of the people that it causes stomach cramps and frequent trips to the bathroom, we'll say. It makes me nauseous and stuff, so I just don't use that fake sugar, but everything else is fine. It just means I don't chew bubble gum either, because they all have that fake stuff in it. A lot of the mints and stuff have it. Okay, so if you're also having problems with like lumps up here, I do have a lot extra with the seams. So I do, on occasion, when running into this problem, you could put a piece of fabric up at the top if you want, so you don't have to deal with that. But I give it a nice steamy press, and then I take my clapper and I put it on just along the edge here, and I let it just kind of sit. Maybe I'll put something extra with some extra weight on top of it, like my water bottle, and it'll help compress that thick seam a little bit, and it cuts back on that mess. And now we're watching paint dry or fabric cool. So that's what I do. But yeah, I thought we would do that for zipper pouches. And then if there's something else that someone's struggling with too, we can possibly, like, I can't do a live stream on how to quilt a quilt. I do have some quilting videos, but really I'm not necessarily the person to teach you that. Okay, everything looks good. So I'll put this piece on. I used to stop and top stitch right here and then put the other side and then top stitch, but I find it easier just to go zoom and zoom. Sometimes I forget, but I remember real quick when I go to sew everything together. A little squirt, yes, hold on, excuse me. I have my little Dollar Tree, I believe this is, it could be Walmart, little 99-cent squirt bottle here. I use it if I need to. I have steam in my iron a lot. I tried not having steam and water in my iron and using just a squirt bottle, but I find for me that does not work when doing quilt blocks because the way I live my life, it just doesn't work. And it's okay. I know going in that every year to 2 to 5 years I'll need to buy a new iron. I bought the Olisa ones as a splurge, as a reward for suffering and moving to Arizona, and that was my excuse. And so far, you know, knock on wood, that everything's been going pretty good. White on white, make sure everything looks good. I have sewn zipper pouches together where the white on white is right side out one way and backwards on the other one, and I just let it go. I take a really good picture, I might mention it, but if I can't really tell that much, then I don't worry about it. Because some of the tone-on-tones are so, especially with the white, they're so minimal that you really can't see, or it's so strong on one side, kind of like a batik, that you could see it all the way through, so it doesn't really matter. I was reading your comment, Connie, and I'm like, yeah, I used to drink squirt, but that definitely will rot a hole through your stomach. And then I thought, well, maybe you were talking about the Milo again. But yeah, I've done it. Sometimes I will put a little, like right up here, I usually don't need to along the zipper. I find just giving a good steamy press and the tailor's clapper. But when I have a lot of seams and not laying right, I will spritz this and then iron it really well and double clapper it, you know, so that they're next to each other and stuff. 100%. I don't have any problem. I mean, fabric can get wet, right? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And you guys know I'm really picky about what I put in my shop, right? Yay, Giovanna's all done. Did you get anything good? I'm the nosy person standing at the checkout line that looks in everyone's cart and when I'm walking around the store because I'm always curious to see if anyone found something good that I might want. That's another thing that I have lists everywhere is food, different recipes I want to try. Wow, I can really feel that lump there. It's going to be interesting. Oh, you know, I'm thinking it's a really, no, it is a big lump. I was thinking maybe I had 2 patchworks, but it's not. So, sorry, I should have kept my mouth quiet. Yep, Giovanna has done all the hard work. I received a notepad in my Advent. So it's a magnetic one, so it's on my refrigerator right now. And I have a list of foods that I want to make for dinner for myself. And at the top half of the pad and the bottom is the desserts and stuff like I want to make. I have a bunch of frozen bananas that I froze. I buy a giant hand of bananas and I eat 2 or sometimes none. So then I freeze them because I have the Yonana ice cream maker. So the base, it's just fruit. You use a frozen banana and frozen fruit and you know, you make ice cream and I like it. I mean, I like real ice cream too, of course, but I have to get the expensive dairy-free plant-based because I can't have the milk. Let's give a good steam on there. So there is some thickness there. So I'm just going to go really slow. Make sure everyone stays out of the way. The fusible fleece holds everyone so nicely. You can put clips and stuff, but I pick and choose which projects I have to do it on. This one looks like, you know, hopefully it's going to behave. I got my order in from the Fat Quarter Shop. I made a little video about that. I don't know if I put it in something for Advent or if it's just a video. So since I'm not going to really have much going on, it's something like that that I might throw up the or put up on YouTube the week after Christmas. It's just a short little video. Here's what I got. You know, for me, it's not super short. It's not a 3-minute video. I talk about stuff. And then, yeah, let me see, 20. I'll put a 2.6 on the thickness. So I'll have things like that to put up on the channel just to keep the channel active. So the YouTube computer gods, algorithm, AI stuff doesn't have a heart attack and decide I don't post anymore. So there'll be random little bits. Playing with the fleece. It's fusible though, right, Jackie? Is that what you said? I guess you could still just use it. Well, I don't know if the lines, if you're using dark fabric like this one and this pouch, you probably wouldn't be able to do it, but you can just use it as fusible fleece, I guess. Yogurt, eggs, pasta, and tinned tuna. I was on a tuna kick recently, and I love yogurt. Thanks, Giovanna. It's something that I made in Friends Advent, and these were just leftover bits. I had a bunch of the half square triangles. I have one extra one. So that's 3 times 5. That's 16 of them. Because when you make half square triangles the way I do, I get 2. Because you put 2 squares together, you get 2 half square triangles. The other day I was making them, and I actually cut squares in half on the diagonal and just put them together that way. And that was like a flashback to the ye old good days. I mean, it works really well if you just have scraps, you know, and you don't want to make a whole bunch. Okay, back stitch a little, make sure everybody's where they belong. Trim the threads because they always get in the way. And now I'm going to go slow, and 2.6 should be fine on here. I'll know as I get going how it's going to feel. It just feels thick to my finger. Yeah, that's not bad, but I can't race over it. So just go a little slow. Sounds a little extra squeaky today. I did oil it. And there, see? Done. The fusible sticks to itself. Oh no. Oh no. I do like to 2 at a time. I rarely do 4 and 8 at a time and stuff like that, just because I don't need that many. Okay. You can tell when I went over the lumps and stuff, the stitches aren't perfect, but we can hide them. Look, Ma, I'm ironing left-handed. Irons work both ways. There we go. We have the label on. I'm really glad you guys gave me permission to put the labels there because it's noticeable, but it's not huge. It's just tucked in a little bit out of the way. Zipper, open up. The easiest way to explain to anyone about this is sometimes it's hard to picture things turned right side out in 3D, but anything on the outside of this pouch is going to get cut off. So if you were adding a pull tab or something, you have to face it to the inside because you want to put it to the outside because that's where it's going to be when it's done. But you have to think a little backwards. So whatever's past these borders is going to get cut off. You know, we never know, Jackie, right? Like I bought that batting, wanted to see if I could save a little bit of money from Amazon, and it's fine just to do a couple projects, but it's a whole bunch of cotton fluff held together by lightweight fusible interfacing like I use for my projects. And it just doesn't work. It's not the best. It doesn't stay together very well because lightweight interfacing doesn't fuse very well to anything. But we have to try. We never know when we're going to find our next best favorite thing. Speaking of, coming up next year, Missouri Star they sent me a list of just a very basic idea of what they're doing. There's going to be, I believe, a giveaway in January for a project bag. America's celebrating its 250th this year. Did I get that right? I think so. And Missouri Star is doing a whole bunch of red, white, and blue stuff next year in 2026. Yes, 1776, 2026. So they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So they have a red, white, and blue star-spangled project bag. And they're also going to be focusing on solids because they sell a lot of bolts of solid fabrics. I wouldn't buy a bolt generally unless it was like a tone-on-tone, whites, grays, and stuff. So there's that. And they're also concentrating on thread. So that's their main overall thing. And then they're going to have all their stuff throughout the year that they do. Fat Quarter Shop hasn't told me anything about next year. They mainly just say what's going on each month. I love that they have like a sale on 5 or 6 different categories for each month. I thought that was really kind of fun. And I haven't heard anything from Connecting Threads because I just joined them. Thanks, Jill. Yeah, it's nice to get a small amount of something and test it out and see what you like. Some of the things like online are a little bit harder with some of the fabric when you have to buy 2 yards at a time. But I think the Fat Quarter Shop, if I'm correct, is the one that you can buy a half yard at a time. I love like Shabby Fabrics. They have the different clubs. Oh my goodness, I love their clubs, but the prices are just, they're outside of my comfort and budget. They do a lot of applique, so it's fun to watch their videos and stuff. But I'll be discussing with my patrons tomorrow. The Kit and Caboodle, I have some of those where it's pre-fused stuff. And I think you can get that at Connecting Threads. I think Mary Maxim also has it. And I just, for the price, sometimes it's better just to make it myself. It was originally a Britain song. Well, considering so many things came when our country was very new from over there, I'm not surprised at many things. I will trust you on it. I don't know if I remember that specifically. Backstitch. Oh, I have too long. I wanted a 2.0. Okay, it's fine. I forgot to change my stitch length. I don't know. Okay, if I enjoy something, I should know. Is it what are they, the shanty sea songs and stuff? Where they're very much of a rhythm like this. I really enjoy those. Now, of course, the videos are really great because there's usually a really handsome gentleman that's half dressed, Scottish maybe, singing it and stuff. But I like the beat and the rhythm and stuff to those. There's this one young girl, well, a young lady, maybe in her 20s. She might be in her 30s. She might just look really young. She does, her thing is the bagpipes. Oh, she can do some, I heard her doing some Christmas songs this morning. She does an amazing job. That's why I love to find just random things like that on Instagram and TikTok. Just let it come to me. work in bigger pieces, Jackie. Yeah. It can be hard. Historical videos, I really enjoy them. I don't want to, like, I don't want overkill on them, but I do, if it's something I enjoy, I do like to do it. We used to have these little thin books for when the kids were homeschooled, and it was like a whole set of them, and each one did something like, this one might have been on the Star Spangled Banner, this one was on Betsy Ross. It was just one little tiny nugget, and it had all kinds of fun information. I don't think so, Giovanna. I don't see too many people doing the violin. I'm going slow over the zipper because I started my pouch in the direction I didn't want to start it in. I like to sew towards the part where the zipper doesn't disconnect so that I'm going over the hump instead of dropping off the hump. It doesn't matter, but mostly Irish, right? Yeah, but they look Scottish, right? The Irish do the kilts and everything too, correct? I'm not mistaken there, I don't think. I mean, anyone can do the kilt. I think they're like big in the Scottish. That's where, and I just second guess myself so much that I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I'm gonna leave a big turning hole. I'm gonna have to pull out white thread to close this, but that's okay. Sounds like there's a bird stuck in my machine. I'll have to, when I'm done with all the Advent, really, oh, the tap dancing, yes. Tap dancing is amazing. Where their whole body stands still and their legs just go crazy. I think after the holidays, before the new year really gets going, I need to turn my sewing machine upside down and clean it from the bottom. Just make sure everything's looking good. I might take the side piece off because I see a lot of people take that off. Even though it's been in the shop, I'm not really sure the shop did much for me. They fixed my timing. Really, I can't complain. They fixed the timing. But I'm wondering if some things need to be greased. Because this machine doesn't have oil spots, but there are some places that I think when you take it in to get its spa treatment, it should be greased, and I don't think it got greased because there's chunks of grease in the bottom. Kilts are Scott, both do bagpipes. Yeah, Giovanna, right? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm at the tail end of my crybaby phase because sometimes I just get these, our emotions, our hormones go crazy. But I have a feeling I might be going into my swear like a sailor phase. Sometimes I just get a little grumpy, and that's when I know that I need to just like stay in my own space. Don't talk to anyone. Don't go out in public. Don't speak to my family. Just kind of work through it for a day or two. The machine's old. It could just be that. I know they're supposed to last for like a really long time and all, but I do put a lot of hours in it, and maybe I just wore it out, right? I mean, that's always possible. I was really expecting them to tell me that your machine is just kind of getting old and it's probably going to last a year and you'll need a new one. But I got nothing. No comments, no commentary, no nothing. All right. Rehydrated. Got a little sugar in the system. Our favorite Kai scissors, made in Japan. N5210, if that means anything. Trim off the zipper. Now, when I'm making zipper pouches, because we're sitting here chatting and stuff and doing our thing, I definitely can make them in less than the 2 hours we're doing, even when doing patchwork and stuff. They're really not that, it's a quick project, right? especially since I didn't have to actually make the half square triangles. But if you're just starting out, I think taking a couple hours is not too unexpected and stuff. So just take your time. It's going to take what it takes, and you can't really judge. Just like we can't judge our lives off of what we see online and Instagram for the influencers, we can't judge our skill levels and the time it takes us. It's going to take you as long as it takes you. And you should increase your speed a little bit as you start making more of something, but until you're comfortable, it takes as long as it takes. Just plan ahead so that when it does take too long. Yeah, because Giovanna, they made things to last back then. Now, this one's better than some machines because it is metal with the motor and stuff. It's quite heavy to lift up compared to my brother that you can just kind of really whip around no problem. And Bernina's, is that what we're, yeah, Bernina's are really, from what I've seen, made to really last. Some of the old Kenmores and stuff, people try to compare the new machines to the old ones, and it just doesn't work that well. The older machines are really, they're heavy duty and they last and stuff. Just trying to get rid of all the extra threads so they don't show through to the white lining. Okay. Yeah, it does. You need to find your rhythm, figure out, you're looking at the pattern, and I'm just opening the zipper up some more. You're trying to figure out, okay, this piece goes here. How do I do this? How do I do that? And then the next time you can just whip through it. Well, faster than the first. And once you figure out a pattern and how it works and stuff, it does go much quicker because you're not going back and forth. Read the directions, do the piece, watch a video, read directions again because I got confused and forgot a number and whatever. Blue and white will always look nice together. Anything really with white, maybe not yellow, but make sure all of the sides are nice to the side. Start right here, and then I'll work on the corners. If I'm doing the edge of the coasters and stuff like that, when I stitch and flip, I take them to my mat and make sure it's lined up. The lining on the bag doesn't need to be a perfect straight line, but I do try to get it as straight as I can. It'll generally just pop in and settle in all on its own. You shouldn't have to work too hard at it. Then I have my corners. Yeah, like you can't work on things anymore, and it's cheaper to buy a new something or another than it is to, put a part in and fix something else. I don't struggle too much with like worrying about the points. It's nice if my corners will come out. Sometimes I'll use the other point turner here, the corner popper outer, and just see if I can wiggle it a little bit more. But if it's a little rounded, it's a little rounded. If it really bothers you, make all of your corners curved so that there is no points, right? Sometimes you can push them out too far, though, and make them look weird, like a little nipple. That's what I just did, so I'm just going to fix that a little bit. And I have all those seams right there where the half square triangle comes to the point. And then I find that to get something to look nice and professional, you really need to pay attention at certain points. I skim through and skip a lot of things, but adding a good steamy press at different stages throughout it will really help. So the lining's not in here, so if I add that iron and press right there, and then when I put the lining in, I can press it again. But I need to change over to white because that blue will really stand out on that white, and I don't want that. Now, yes, pain in the butt. Nobody wants to change their thread all the time, but it does make a difference, and I learned that one early on. We've talked about it before. most of us have that struggle, you know, getting everything, and we don't want to change it. It takes too much time. I've already spent a lot of time on it. Well, if you've already spent a lot of time on it, don't cheap out at the end, you know. Go ahead and change things out. And this is one of the reasons why I prefer the drop-in bobbin too. One, I can see it, and I really don't understand the metal ones because I haven't used them that much. It's just a knowledge thing. But I just like how easy it is to change. I can change my bobbin thread while my project is still underneath the needle. You have a buttonhole program? Yeah, mine does that too. A lot of the basic machines come with the at least a buttonhole device, and then a lot of them will just do it for you. You put it all in, press a button, and it buttonholes. I used to do I always call it a buttonhole, and people, you know, yell at me because people like to yell at everyone. The applique, the buttonhole, and blanket stitch, because I always forget the word blanket stitch. So speaking of applique, I do like the blanket stitch. I used to blanket stitch a lot of my things with black just to give it that contrast because, you know, that's what I liked. Still do, but now I just use the same color, white on white, red on red. All right, 2.0 stitch length. Sometimes I'll even go down to a 1.8 if I feel like I need to based on the fabric. This is pretty good fabric. It is Joann's. I think we're all going to have Joann fabrics in our stash for quite a while if you have any kind of a stash, and bought from Joann's, of course. Start just before the opening, really close to the edge. You can close it by hand. I do not like to do the ladder stitch. I've tried and tried, and even when I get it right, I'm not pleased with it. Yeah. Love the drop-in bobbin. It just makes life so much easier. I never understood why people would have more than one sewing machine. It's like, it's a sewing machine, right? They all sew. But I get it, and especially now, when I saw that I could afford the backup, thank you guys so much, and because it was on sale, I got it really cheap on Amazon, and it's just a basic, simple machine, and it's nice, because this was gone for 7 weeks. That would have been crazy, 7 weeks, even for a regular person, but if you're running a small business, that's just nuts to be without your main tools. I'm going to take a hammer away from a carpenter and say, go ahead, build me a house. You'll be fine. Use the end of a, you know, do like we do in the house and just use some pliers or something. You'll be fine. Then it goes in. The wool mats are great at grabbing all the threads. I put the corners in the corners. And I just kind of rub my hands in there. These pouches are large enough that if you need to, sometimes I will iron them before they go out again after they're purchased. I'll get out my little palm iron and I'll just pop it in there if it's a little wrinkly. This one didn't need it, but I just wanted to show you. Bring my corner up a little bit. Make sure this one's looking good. All right, so for whoever has wanted it and everyone's been wondering, or anyone who has or hasn't, we will do zipper tabs next year. I don't like zipper tabs, but I will perfect zipper tabs. My problem with zipper tabs, besides I just don't want to sew them, is, okay, here's the pouch, and it measures what, like 10 inches, 9.5, right? But if I put zipper tabs on, the opening's smaller. Some people put really large ones on, and you get this little tiny coin purse, and you only have enough room to put 2 fingers in. I don't care for that. That's not my personal preference. And some people do it just because they can't figure out how to put a zipper in, and to make it look good, yes, it has a little bit of a dent on each side. It happens. That's because of what it is. But we'll figure it out next year, and I have an idea. I've seen a couple videos, plus I have a little knowledge, and we will do it in a way that we don't have the giant tabs on the side, because some projects really do benefit from having it. I don't know what they did, Giovanna. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but all I know is it went in squeaking and it came out squeaking. So either it has an issue or they didn't fix the issue. I gave them free terrain. I gave them like a $300 budget, you know, to do this, that, and the next thing. I told them all kinds of things. They didn't even look at the foot pedal. The foot pedal has a dead spot. A couple of you have the same machines and you had the same problem. You just got a new foot when you first bought it. I thought it was my issues with the nerve damage and stuff, but you guys taught me, and it was too late to get it under warranty, that it was a foot pedal issue. They didn't even try to sell me a new foot pedal for $150. I probably would have said, yeah, I can get one for about $100, I think. But at the time, I probably would have said, yeah, no, whatever. Merry Christmas, Lee Allen. Thank you so much for popping in to say hi. So, yeah, they didn't even, you know, try to get me to spend more money. And, I mean, I appreciate it, but I kind of wanted things fixed. No matter what they did with the machine, I wouldn't have gone back to the shop just because they didn't have like the fabric and stuff that I'd want. So there was no reason to go back there. I haven't gone to any shop, so it's not like I'm boycotting anyone or anything. But you guys have given me another shop to go to, so the next time it goes in for a spa treatment, we'll try a different location. So this was the one from the Advent series, and it has the striped on the back. And on the inside, I went with this fun candy fabric. So I'm going to put this up out of the way. After I do all the inventory, I have a stack of things that can go into the shop for next year. I think I have a category that just says Christmas. So I think I'll just, whatever Christmas fabric will go in there, except for things like coasters and zipper pouches. They'll all be in the regular categories. So let's see if we have a light blue for this. I think we're going to use white because the light blues, they're kind of dingy looking. I wouldn't give them a bad review, Giovanna. They fixed the timing. They did the basics and stuff. It's just not something, you know, someplace I'd go back to. I don't like to give, that strip hurts your eyes. What hurts your eyes? I don't know. Did I do something wrong? Do I have a bad strip somewhere? Oh, the stripe on the back of that bag. Yeah, but it came in the layer cake and it was fun. And I used it because, well, it's silly, right? And it kind of reminds me of the circus tents, but there's the stripe here too. So then on the back, but it's on the back. When you use the pouch, you mostly use the front. I like putting patchwork on the front and a solid fabric, one piece on the back. I think it's a great way to save time, but still have something fun. See, Giovanna, you learned a little something about me too. Once the conversation's gone, it's gone. I don't think about it again. I moved on to something else. The extra thickness of the seams, it does make it look a little bit like I didn't pull it all the way out or something. And that kind of irritates me a little, but yeah. I also want to go through the Amazon storefront and separate things out more. I think I need to have like an office category in there. But thank you guys so much for using those links because I made $10. And you know, people might say, "Oh, Robin, you made $10. Congratulations." Yeah, but what if I made $10 and that's like Maybe I needed to buy some fabric with it, or maybe I needed milk and I didn't have the money in paydays in 3 days. I had that. So maybe if I made $10 in one place and $10 in another, that might be enough for gas. So all of those little things, they add up. So I really appreciate when you guys use my links, because I'll take, I mean, $120 a year, hey, that's $120 I didn't have. So I'm very grateful. And that's why I have more than one affiliate too, so that there's a variety of places for you to shop. So maybe you'll find one that you shop at, and all those $10 add up. I get really excited when I earn a certain amount and I'm like, oh, that pays for the internet. Oh, that pays for rent. That pays for gas. I can get an ice cream now. It's only $5, but hey, that's enough to get an ice cream. I think it all adds up. Oh yeah, some of them they're like almost semi-industrial and industrial. The bobbins are like under the table and stuff. I'm like, nah, I don't need that. Yes, it does exactly, Giovanna. My oldest Justin, he's been working. His job has him working now like 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. So he's like, I have all this extra time, and he likes to drive. So he's been doing Uber Eats, where he delivers. Sometimes he delivered like Sudafed medicine last night at like 11 p.m. So I was really grateful for that person that didn't feel well, that my son was able to bring him medicine so he didn't need to leave the house. He might bring McDonald's or pizza or whatever. And he's like, I made $137. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a lot. You were gone, he's like 6 hours or something. And I'm like, wait. He's like, yeah, it's $27 an hour. So I thought, oh, yeah. But when you put it that way, for me to hear a dollar amount, it's either or whoa. But when you put it as the point of this paid for the internet, this bought me a new pair of shoes, this allowed me to buy fabric, I'm saving it to a new sewing machine or whatever, if I can put a realistic thing to it. I taught my kids that thing where, how much does this cost? Oh, this costs $50. How many hours do you have to work as a 16-year-old to earn that $50? Oh, I'm like, yeah, you have to work, we'll just say 2 days or something, right? Is it worth that thing you want to buy? Is it worth 2 days out of your paycheck? And to be like, yeah, or no, it's not worth it. So if you can kind of judge it to and compare it to other things, yeah, it adds up over time. It fills the piggy bank. Oh, Giovanna, I don't like that. Yeah, see, and $27 an hour is not what nurses make now, I don't think. But in like 2002, when I was working at the hospital as a housekeeper, so I could work third shift and my husband worked first shift, and we didn't have to pay for daycare or anything. So there was always an adult home. Then they made $27 an hour, and that was like a high figure. I said, $27 an hour, I only pay myself $20 an hour when I make things and stuff. So when I figure the cost of this, it's based on $20 an hour. So I said, hey, that's really good. He's like, I made enough to pay my car payment this month, and that was one night. I'm like, that's good. I can, put that on me. Yeah, I see people, they just put their hand underneath their Jody and put the new bobbin in. Oh, no. I had one of those beginner singers from, I don't know, maybe the early 90s. I probably only sewed on it 4 times, and I never could figure out that darn metal bobbin thing. It's not hard, right? It's not hard. Just like anything, like I said, with practice, it can get done. Let's prop this up a little bit while we chitter chatter. Here's my blue thread. I really do appreciate videos, ads. I really do love this. This is something I started using early on. When I went and saw the fabric, I bought like a partial half jelly roll, mini jelly roll and stuff. and I just got some thread to go with it. I buy the big cones for whites, grays, and blacks, and then I just have the little ones for all of this. And this spool lasts a long time. You can make an entire quilt with that. Well, hold on. I sew my quilt blocks with white thread, and then I would use this to quilt the entire bed-size quilt and do the binding. And it lasts, so it's really good. Yeah, you can just feel it, right? Yeah. So this is our last live stream of the year. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, listening to all of the rambles, because I'm going to spill that. We always end off on talking about food and family and life and stuff. That's what you do when you hang out with friends. I'm going to have to start putting the word live and asterisks in my titles, because I don't think people are realizing their live streams when they catch the replay, so that, ooh, dust. Sidetracked, rabbit, squirrel. I don't think they realize it, so they're like, you talk too much. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's a live stream, and that's what you do in a live stream, you talk. So I don't think they realize it's a live stream. They'll see, like, I'm just going to leave the surprise Saturday, and I'll change the picture, the thumbnail to this or something. And here, let me see. Let's do a nice thumbnail. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Camera's shaking, sorry. I can't stand still. I have to move all the time. So yeah, I'll change it to that and put something so that they know it was previously live. Thanks. I enjoy them too, Becky. Oh, Jody, some of them are rough. The brother, I had to learn a couple little tricks to get it to, the self-threading, the automatic threader on the little brother sewing machine doesn't work very well. But there's a little tiny hook that comes through the needle and grabs the thread. So I just take my thread and I can feel that hook. So I just kind of hook it by hand, the machine down, and I just like that, and it works. Takes two hands, but thanks, Jody. I appreciate it. I like it. I think it's really cute. And there's the back. We did get a good upright snowman. Okay, I would do this in an embroidery project because, or a little hand applique, because to have a, maybe 16 or 18 inches tall with this snowman, and then you have the little scene on the bottom of the snowman skirt or whatever. This guy, I don't know what he's got going on. It kind of makes you think he's going to do like racquetball or something. I don't know why. But I think with having the scene on there, I don't care for the brown branchy garland part. I would change that up a little bit. But it's got a little red bird. I think it looks like a robin, but it could be a cardinal. And then the other ones have owls on it. I think this right here would be an amazing project to do. If this was, I have a pumpkin that has just a picture of a pattern all the way around it, and it's a 3D stuffed pumpkin. If you had a snowman that was stuffed to sit in a centerpiece and it had this design on it, I think it would be amazing. So that's something like I do in Pinterest and in Instagram and stuff. I'll see this and I'll save it, and I'll save it under like embroidery or applique. And then even though I won't remember, I'll look at it again and go, oh yeah, that would be fun as an applique. There's a snowman and a cottage with smoke and the little trees and stuff. So it would be really fun to just do something like that. So that's where I end up getting in a little bit of trouble when I save everything, because that's what I do. Yeah, and you can really look at that, and even if you don't say, oh, I needed to have that actual piece of fabric so I can design it just like it, you can really just kind of figure it out yourself and sketch it and find different coloring book design patterns and stuff. There's a lot of fun things you can do. That's why I can't think black and white. I'm always outside of the box. That's why I had to learn how to be outside of the box, because I can't follow a pattern. I'm going to reach in front of you again. Excuse me. I showed this last year, I think, when I bought it for Halloween, for Christmas. I show you my Santa. He's sitting over there in the corner. He hangs out with me. There's little things, we're rambling now, but there's little things that I just love when things do. Look, Santa has little scuff marks on his boots, like he scuffed his toes or got them muddy. And I think that's just the simplest thing. It's on his mittens too, and I'm like, whatever. And the paint, it's cheap. It's not done properly. I don't care because I just like the little bits, and he's dusty. He's got the little sparkles on here. It reminds me of the big sugar bits that you put on cookies and everything on it. And I just love trees like this. This is one of my favorite. I have Santas like this. He's kind of, he's kind of like old school feeling. And also I like the picture I posted of my daughter with Santa. And like the traditional ho 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 Santa with the fat belly and everything's like red. This is like burlap looking and stuff. It probably is actual burlap. No, it's in a mold. Duh, Robin. It's Hobby Lobby. Oh, actually, not Hobby Lobby. I got it from Michael's after Christmas when everything was 75% off last year. This I did get from Hobby Lobby with the gnomes. All of my gnome lovers, I've got something for you for Valentine's Day. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Becky. I put my phone on, we're going to finish it off too anyways. I put my phone on Verizon versus the local because we've been having a lot of hard times here with the fiber optic. It just seems this past week, I don't know if everyone's off from school or something's going on. I don't know. It's just been really crazy. Plus YouTube's been acting up. But I've rambled enough. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. We're not done. We're just finishing off 2025. Come on back and we're going to do something new next year. But don't worry, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do it a little differently. So enjoy your holidays. Don't hold your breath if you don't see a video from me. Everything is okay. I'll just put some random things up here and there. Yeah, I'm really hoping, the problem I'm having right now, and I'll discuss it more on the new Whip It Wednesday videos, is there's a wall there and there's a wall there. People who do those videos where they stand in front of their camera in their studios at their table and they talk and everything, I can't do that because if I move, I don't have room. You know, the table will be in the middle of the room and you'll walk in the door will hit the table, you'll trip over it, and I'm clumsy enough as it is. So we do the best that we can. So we can't always do the face-to-face talking, but I'll figure something out and we'll get through it. We've made it, what did I say, we've been here 10 years now? 9 years? 10 years, I think? Whatever we've been here for a while on YouTube. And we're going to be here for a while more because as long as I keep changing things up a little bit to keep it fresh, I enjoy doing what I do, and I appreciate all of you. So Merry Christmas. Hi, Tammy. Hello to everyone that I haven't seen, didn't say hello to. It's not me being mean. Nobody's ignoring you. We are nice people here. We're not evil. If you say hi and nobody sees it, that's mostly because they're either chatting like crazy or they've gone off to get a drink or they're sewing while watching. So I hope no one ever really gets their feelings hurt because people don't say hello. I'm going to take you. You're on a magnet. I have a magnetic tripod. So I'm going to show you guys, come on, the community quilt. You see it all the time when I do the videos, but let's go all the way up to remind you that we're one big community here and we all work together and nobody really has ill intentions to anyone that I've seen. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Enjoy your week. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy 12 days of Christmas. And I'll see you when I see you. But I'll definitely see you in 2026. Bye.